Hello folks, good seeing you again today. Here's your sewer scope. This is me just pointing out the clean out access point that I pointed out earlier. A little bit of a tough turn. I didn't actually have to jam my hand and arm down in there to kind of push the camera head around this sharper bend. But got in there. And then you'll see here in just a second, just to get it beyond this first initial hard turn, I had to get some water running, so I'll turn the bathroom sink on and flush the toilet, and that'll get enough water in there that it'll float the camera head and allow me to push forward a little bit. That's just the water rushing past. Now we're in cast iron. Like we talked about earlier, the typical corrosion for a 100-year-old pipe, so it's getting up there in years, starting to get a little bit flaky. The other thing that'll happen with corroded cast iron is that it'll start to catch stuff, paper products, things along those lines. So you'll start to see things again grabbing on the bottom. Here's the first section of pipe where it's holding water. There'll be two, one starting at about 30 feet and the other starting at about 54 feet. This first section is the longer section. It's about 16 feet that you're underwater. On the way back, I moved my camera head back and forth through there a couple of times or multiple times just for a couple of reasons. One, I wanted to see if I could move water along and get a better view. And two, I wanted to feel the pipe and see if there was any kind of obstruction or anything along those lines. Here's the section of pipe, and I'll back up here in just a second. Here's the section of pipe that was repaired. Notice the black spot or black area on the top of the pipe. That's called a Fernco connector. It's a rubber boot or connector that gets fastened on. Showing a little bit more of itself that I would really like, but my guess is that it's because it's a downturn on the angle of the pipe. It's just causing it to be more visible. And now 80 feet, we're right here at the city connection. There's the drop into it right there. Kind of hard to see just because of the angle, but that's the lip of it, and that's into the clay pipe, main sewer line for the street. So I'll get some disinfectant wipes just because I clean off my cable as I pull it back. I will spend a little bit more time on the return trip looking at those low spots. In thinking about it, just because the bottom of the pipe isn't completely visible, just to be safe, you may want to get the line cabled out, cleaned, seeing if you can get it clear of water, and just to double check that there's no issues or damage below those sections, and it is indeed just the pipe settling or low spots in the pipe in those sections. So this is that second section, and again, I'm just going to run my camera head back and forth for those two reasons. I do clear out some of the water. It does, in this case, you can see the water flowing at the bottom, so that's definitely a good sign. I don't know if there's anything other than just a sag in the pipe or a low section in the pipe that's causing this issue. And again, you can see the buildup there at the bottom. Generally, cooking fat, bacon grease, things along those lines do not do well in a cast iron pipe, and it will create issues at the bottom of the pipe. So you'll see as I pull back from this spot after running the camera head back and forth, it definitely does or has moved some of that water. There's generally less accumulation than there was previous, but still that's a fair amount of water right there. So digging in a little bit deeper and figuring out if there are any issues would really be the way to go. I'll keep pulling back all the way to the start. Nothing out of the ordinary that we didn't already see on the forward trip. Please reach out to me with any questions or if you have any concerns.